What if I told you that a clean home isn't about discipline? It's about laziness. Not the chaotic, everything on the floor type of lazy. The strategic kind. The kind that says, I don't want to clean this later, so I'll make it impossible to get messy in the first place. Because, here's the truth. Most people don't have dirty homes because they're messy. They have dirty homes because their systems require too much effort. And when something requires too much effort, the brain postpones it. Over and over and over again. Today, I'm going to show you 10 lazy habits that keep your home clean almost automatically. No extreme routines. No 5 a.m. wake-ups. No Pinterest-level pressure. Just small, low-energy behaviors that quietly change everything. Welcome back to the channel. If you've ever looked around your home and thought, how did it get like this? This video is for you. We're not going to talk about perfection. We're going to talk about effort reduction. Because the cleanest homes aren't maintained by motivated people. They're maintained by people who remove friction. So let's build a home that stays clean, even on your laziest days. Habit 1. The don't put it down, put it away rule. This habit sounds almost too simple to matter, but it quietly determines whether your home stays controlled or slowly collapses into chaos. Because clutter rarely arrives dramatically. It arrives quietly. It begins with one tired evening. You walk in, you drop your keys, just for now. You drape your jacket over a chair. You leave your shoes slightly out of place. Nothing looks bad yet. But here's what's really happening. You're planting visual reminders of unfinished decisions. And unfinished decisions drain mental energy. Every time you walk past that chair with the jacket, your brain whispers, you still need to deal with that. Multiply that by 10 items. Multiply that by 7 days. Now your home isn't just messy, it's mentally loud. The don't put it down, put it away rule prevents mental noise before it forms. It closes micro loops instantly. And here's the psychology behind it. Your brain loves closure. When you complete an action fully start to finish, you free up attention. When you pause it midway, your brain keeps tracking it. That's why clutter feels heavy. Not because of the objects, but because of the open loops attached to them. So when you take off your shoes and place them directly on the rack, you're not just organizing. You're closing a loop. When you finish using scissors and return them to the drawer, you're telling your brain, this task is complete. It takes 5 seconds. But it saves you from the weekend reset marathon, where you have to touch everything again. Lazy people don't want to touch the same item 3 times. They want to touch it once. Put it away now so future you doesn't present you. Habit 2. Clean while you wait. There are small pockets of time hidden inside your day. They don't look important. 30 seconds. 2 minutes. 90 seconds. But these are the spaces where clutter either grows or disappears. Think about how often you wait. Water boiling. Rice cooking. Microwave counting down. Phone loading. Shower heating. Most of us fill those spaces with scrolling. And there's nothing wrong with resting. But here's the powerful shift. Instead of thinking, I need to clean later, you think, what can I reset right now? Wipe 1 counter. Rinse 1 plate. Return 1 item. You are not starting a cleaning session. You are preventing a future one. This habit works because it removes resistance. You're not committing to 20 minutes. You're committing to 60 seconds. And the brain almost never resists 60 seconds. Here's what's beautiful. Tiny resets compound invisibly. 3 minutes in the morning. 2 minutes at lunch. 4 minutes at night. That's 9 minutes. 9 intentional minutes every day equals over an hour a week. An hour of maintenance, without ever scheduling cleaning time. By the end of the day, your home feels stable. Not because you worked hard, but because you used time that would have disappeared anyway. That's lazy efficiency. Habit 3. Own less than you can manage. This is where most people get uncomfortable. Because this habit doesn't attack mess. It attacks volume. And volume is emotional. We keep things just in case. We keep extras for comfort. We keep duplicates because we can. But every item in your home carries a maintenance cost. It must be cleaned, stored, moved, protected, decided on. The more you own, the more you must reset. Imagine two kitchens. One has 20 plates, the other has 6. In the first kitchen, dishes can pile up for days before running out. In the second kitchen, you are forced into natural maintenance. The limitation protects you. Owning less doesn't restrict you. It disciplines the mess automatically. This is why hotel rooms feel easy to maintain, not because they clean constantly, but because there's less to manage. Minimalism is not about aesthetic white walls and empty shelves. It's about maintenance capacity. If you are constantly overwhelmed, ask yourself, do I have more than I can maintain with the energy I realistically have? Not your ideal energy. Your real energy. Lazy cleaning is honest cleaning. If folding laundry feels like climbing a mountain, maybe the mountain is too big. Reduce the size of the mountain, and suddenly maintenance feels normal. Habit 4. Make mess harder than clean. Most people try to fight habits with willpower, but willpower fades. Environment lasts. If your laundry basket is across the room, your clothes will land on the chair. If your trash can is far away, wrappers will land on the table. If cleaning spray is stored in a high cabinet, the mirror will stay dirty. You are not lazy. You are efficient. Your brain chooses the path of least resistance every time. So, instead of fighting it, design for it. Put the basket where the clothes already fall. Place a small trash bin in your bedroom. Keep wipes in the drawer directly under the sink. Store everyday items at arm's reach. This isn't about aesthetics. It's about friction. Lower friction equals higher action. When cleaning tools are nearby, your brain doesn't debate. It just acts. And the more often you act immediately, the less mess ever forms. Clean homes are often well-designed homes. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on placement. Habit 5. The one-touch rule. Clutter is often postponed decisions in physical form. Mail sitting unopened. Packages left in corners. Items moved from one surface to another. Each time you move something without resolving it, you create future work. The one-touch rule eliminates that. When you pick something up, finish the story. If it's trash, throw it away. If it needs action, act on it. If it needs storage, store it. Do not relocate it temporarily. Temporary locations become permanent clutter zones. Here's the deeper truth. Every time you say, "I'll deal with this later," you are borrowing stress from the future. And future you is tired. So lazy cleaning says, resolve it now. Even if the resolution is simple, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it means throwing something out. One touch, one decision. Done. You reduce both mess and mental load. Habit 6. Close the day with a 5-minute reset. The state of your home at night determines your mood in the morning. If you wake up to dishes in the sink, pillows on the floor, clutter on the table, your day starts with recovery mode. But if you wake up to order, even partial order, your brain feels ahead. 5 minutes changes that trajectory. Set a timer. Move fast. No perfection. Just reset. Fluff the pillows. Clear the coffee table. Load the dishes. Wipe the counter. You are not deep cleaning. You are protecting tomorrow. The timer is important because 5 minutes feels safe. It feels doable on your worst day. And consistency beats intensity every time. Some nights you'll want to skip it. But once you experience waking up to a calm space, you won't want to go back. That 5-minute reset is not about cleaning. It's about psychological closure. It signals the day is complete. And a completed day feels lighter. Habit 7. Never leave a room empty-handed. Clutter travels. It rarely explodes into existence. It migrates. A cup moves from the kitchen to the living room. A jacket moves from the closet to a chair. A book moves from the shelf to the bedside. And then it stays there. Not because you're messy, but because you didn't reverse the migration. This habit is almost invisible, but it's transformative. Every time you stand up to leave a room, pause for 3 seconds. Scan. Ask yourself, is there something here that belongs somewhere else. That's it. No extra trip. No dedicated cleaning time. No scheduled effort. You're already walking. If you're heading to the kitchen and there's a cup beside you, take it. If you're going upstairs and something belongs there, carry it. If you're leaving the bedroom and there's trash on the nightstand, grab it. This rule removes what I call stranded clutter. Stranded clutter is the small stuff that got left behind. It's harmless alone. But when left untouched for days, it multiplies. The power of this habit is that it prevents buildup. It's daily course correction. And because you're not making extra trips, your brain doesn't resist it. It feels effortless. But over time, it changes everything. Your home begins to self-correct. Rooms stop collecting random objects. You're not cleaning. You're simply redirecting traffic. Habit 8. Laundry on autopilot. Laundry feels overwhelming for one reason. We treat it like an emotional event. We wait. We avoid. We let it grow. And then one day, we're staring at a mountain. And mountains require motivation. So the lazy solution is this. Remove emotion. Replace it with rhythm. Pick fixed days. Wednesday, wash. Thursday, fold. Or choose a frequency. One small load every 2 days. The key is this. Never let it grow large enough to intimidate you. Small loads feel neutral. Neutral tasks get done. And here's the lazy twist. Pair laundry with pleasure. Fold while watching something. Listen to music. Call a friend. Make it background activity. Also reduce steps. If you can, keep hampers where clothes naturally land. If possible, sort laundry at the source instead of after washing. And here's the deeper truth most people ignore. If folding feels exhausting, your wardrobe may be too large. When you own fewer clothes, laundry becomes simple maintenance. 10 minutes. Done. Laundry should not feel like a weekend project. It should feel like brushing your teeth. Routine. Predictable. Non-dramatic. Autopilot removes overwhelm. Habit 9. Surface zero policy. Flat surfaces are magnets. Dining tables, dressers, kitchen counters, coffee tables. They silently invite dumping. You come home tired. You drop something just for now. And just for now becomes permanent. The surface zero policy changes the energy of a room. In every room, choose one surface that stays clear, just one. It doesn't have to be the entire room, but protect that surface like it's sacred. Because something powerful happens when one area is visually calm. Clarity spreads. When you walk into a room and see a clear surface, your brain interprets the entire space as controlled. It lowers stress instantly. Visual clutter equals cognitive load. When your eyes rest, your nervous system rests. And here's the psychological advantage. A clean surface discourages dumping. When a table is already messy, it's easy to add more. When it's clean, you hesitate. You don't want to break the streak. Surface zero becomes your reset button. Even on chaotic days, you can restore one surface in 60 seconds, and suddenly, the room feels stable again. Habit 10. Weekly. 2. 0-minute power sweep. Mess doesn't appear overnight. It accumulates slowly. A little dust. A few misplaced items. A slightly crowded corner. And because it's gradual, you don't notice the decline. Until one day it feels overwhelming. The weekly 2-0-minute power sweep interrupts that decay. Set a timer. Move fast. Pick up. Put away. Wipe quickly. Vacuum high-traffic areas. No detail work. No perfection. Speed is the strategy. Why? Because urgency eliminates overthinking. You won't reorganize drawers. You won't deep scrub. You'll focus on visible impact. And visible impact restores control. In 20 minutes, you reset the trajectory of your home. You prevent slow chaos. And most importantly, 20 minutes is short enough to be sustainable. Consistency beats occasional deep cleans. Maintenance beats recovery. Habit 11. Create drop zones. Control the entry points. Most home chaos begins at entry points. Front door. Bedroom chair. Kitchen counter. These are default dumping zones. Instead of fighting them, formalize them. Create intentional drop zones. A small tray for keys, a hook for bags, a basket for mail, a designated spot for daily shoes. When items have a home near where they land, they stay contained. Without drop zones, objects scatter. With drop zones, clutter becomes centralized. And centralized clutter is easier to reset. You're not eliminating mess entirely. You're containing it. This reduces visual noise dramatically. Lazy cleaning is often about boundaries. Drop zones create boundaries, and boundaries create order. Habit 12. Reset one hotspot daily. Every home has hotspots. That one chair, that corner of the counter, that bedside table. The place where clutter loves to gather. Instead of trying to clean everything, choose one hotspot per day. Just one. Clear it completely. 5 minutes or less. Why this works? Hotspots are clutter magnets. If left alone, they spread mess to the rest of the room. But when reset daily, they lose power. You're not fighting the entire house. You're targeting the source. This builds momentum, and momentum builds identity. You start seeing yourself as someone who maintains, not someone who reacts. The truth about clean homes. Here's what nobody tells you. Clean homes are not cleaned. They are maintained. And maintenance requires far less energy than recovery. Recovery is exhausting. Maintenance is light. You don't need motivation. You need systems that assume you'll be tired. Because you will be tired. Life is demanding. Energy fluctuates. Discipline fades. But well-designed habits carry you through low-energy days. The laziest people often have the cleanest homes. Not because they try harder, but because they refuse to create unnecessary work for their future selves. They close loops quickly. They reduce volume. They prevent migration. They reset gently and consistently. And over time, their homes stay calm almost automatically. Not perfect, but controlled, and control brings peace. If this video helped you rethink cleaning, comment below. Which lazy habit are you starting today? Is it the 5-minute reset? The one-touch rule? Or finally owning fewer things? And if you want more content on simple living, low-effort systems, and habits that actually stick, subscribe and turn on notifications. Stay strategic, stay calm, and stay just lazy enough to be smart about it.